In the heart of the Midwest, there stands a fortress of finance that was designed to be impenetrable. The Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago isn't just a bank. It is a central nervous system for the American economy, processing billions of dollars every single day. But in 1984, this supposed fortress became the scene of a crime that would baffle investigators and expose a glaring weakness in the system. To understand how it happened, you first have to understand the sheer volume of physical currency that moves through these halls. Every day, armored trucks deliver millions in used bills. Some are redistributed, but the worn-out notes are destined for destruction. This is the kill zone, the area where money goes to die. And it was here, in the shadow of the incinerators, that the plan was hatched. Security in 1984 was tight, but it was analog. No digital footprints, no biometric scanners, just eyes, logs, and trust. And trust is exactly what the perpetrators exploited. They knew the blind spots in the cameras and the apathy of the routine. The target wasn't the fresh bills in the vault. It was the fit currency mixed in with the unfit pile waiting to be shredded. The scheme required an insider, someone who knew the sorting schedule, the shift changes, and exactly when the supervisors looked away. It started small. A few bills here, a bundle there. Testing the waters to see if the inventory counts would flag the discrepancy. When the alarms didn't ring, the operation scaled up. They weren't just taking lunch money anymore. They were bleeding the system dry, questioning and rhetorical, engaging the audience's problem-solving mind. You don't? You treat the money like trash. Literally. By concealing the cash within the waste disposal workflow, the thieves bypassed the metal detectors and the body searches entirely. Weeks turned into months. The inventory discrepancies were initially written off as clerical errors or machine malfunctions. The Federal Reserve deals in such astronomical numbers that a few thousand missing dollars can sometimes look like a rounding error. But greed is a fire that consumes itself. The thieves got sloppy. They started taking too much, too fast. In late 1984, an audit team was brought in from Washington. They weren't looking for clerical errors. They were looking for a leak. The atmosphere inside the Chicago Fed shifted instantly. Paranoia set in. Everyone was a suspect. The auditors traced the missing bundles to a specific transfer point between the receiving dock and the shredding room. They set a trap. Marked bills were introduced into the system bills that were recorded but destined for the unfit pile. Surveillance was increased. Agents posed as maintenance staff, watching the trash removal process like hawks. It didn't take long. One evening, a bag of trash was intercepted before it reached the compactor. The discovery was staggering. It wasn't just loose change. It was hundreds of thousands of dollars, neatly packed and ready for extraction. The FBI moved in. Interviews turned into interrogations. The circle of trust was broken. The unraveling revealed a conspiracy involving low-level handlers and supervisors who had turned a blind eye for a cut. One by one, they cracked. The allure of easy money had blinded them to the inevitability of getting caught. The 1984 Chicago Fed burglary wasn't a Hollywood heist with masks and guns. It was a quiet, cancerous theft from within. It forced the Federal Reserve to completely overhaul their internal security protocols. Trash procedures were changed. The two-man rule was strictly enforced. The era of the honor system was over. But the question remains, how much money was actually lost before the scheme was discovered? Some estimates suggest that for every dollar recovered, 3 more had already made it to the streets of Chicago. The money entered the economy, untraceable, used for cars, houses, and debts, leaving no history behind. The perpetrators went to prison. But the legend of the trash can heist lingered in the break rooms of the Federal Reserve for decades. It serves as a reminder that no matter how thick the steel or how complex the lock, the weakest link in any security system is always the human being holding the key. The Chicago Federal Reserve stands tall today, a monument to economic power. But deep within its concrete walls, the ghosts of 1984 still whisper a cautionary tale. a tale of opportunity, greed, and the day the Federal Reserve was beaten by a garbage bag. Thanks for watching this deep dive into one of Chicago's quietest yet most significant crimes. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more unearthing of forgotten history. Let us know in the comments. Do you think the perfect crime is actually possible? Until next time, keep your eyes open. You never know what's hiding in plain sight.